Hi.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Hi Brenda, hi Snejana, Lynn is here. Got a few more people coming. How is everyone tonight?
Good.
Excited for some strength, at least some strength. Everyone can hear me okay?
Yep, I can't see you.
You can't see me?
No. Should I just have a sign like, you know, studio, but no. I saw.
So I should be pinned. So when, hold on. Do this, hold on. What about now?
Yep, yep. All good.
All good. You can hear me, you can see me, everything is good?
Do we need mat or anything?
What I would suggest, have a mat and have a elastic band if you have one. If not, don't worry about it. But it's always good to have a resistance band of some sort.
Okay.
Get started shortly, guys. I'm just waiting for a couple more people to come in. Hello, Millie. Hello, Talia. How are you guys doing? Good? Excited? We got all ages here tonight. It's awesome. So if you have one, guys, as everyone's coming in, if you have a TheraBand or a resistance band and a mat, both of those things will definitely be useful today. If you don't have a resistance band, don't worry about it, but if you do have one, go and grab it. All right, well, it is 6:33, so I think we will get started. Let me just jump in here. Oh, there we go, a couple more people. It's always when I do that, someone shows up. Hi, Amelia.
Hello.
Hey, Queensland Ballet.
Nice to meet you. There we go. Susanna, I'll mute as well. Lynn, mute. All right. Very good, guys. All right, let's get started. I think that's everyone for tonight. Do this here so you guys can see everything. There we go. All right. All right, cool. All right, so this is the first Athletistry Ballet Strong workout program class that we're doing. So just to give you a little bit of a background on where this has come from and why I've created this program, the whole idea behind it is to keep dancers strong so that when they're outside of the studio, they're building that strength and they're building the mobility and the range of motion that they need to have. And then when they get into the studio, they can take that movement that they've developed in a fitness perspective and then take it into the studio so that when they're in the studio dancing, they're not at risk of injury, they're not at risk of hurting themselves. So the whole purpose here is to develop strength and range of motion and mobility so that when you're in the studio dancing, you don't have to think about those things, they come naturally, and you can just focus on the skills behind what it is that you're trying to do. So the first thing that we're going to do is a little mobility drill. Okay, it's really important anytime that we start movement that we warm up properly. What you'll find with a lot of dancers is that they'll just kind of sit in the splits or they'll stretch before a class, and that's not actually warming up the joints and getting them ready. It's actually decreasing that strength and decreasing that power. So the first thing we're going to do tonight, sitting down on your mat, you're going to bring your feet so that they are just in front of your body. Your hands are going to be pointing away from you like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to push your hips up and come into a tabletop position and then come back down. And we're going to do that 10 times. So going up 1 and down, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Bringing that position around now, coming into a push-up position. So with our push-up position, really important, our hands are going to be directly beneath the shoulders, and we're going to have our feet directly out behind us. Toes are tucked into the ground, keeping a nice straight spine into this position here. We're going to pull our shoulder blades down and back together like we're rotating our hands and our arms in that position, but without turning them out. And then you're going to push down into a downward facing dog, and then come back to push-up position. We do that 10 times. So going back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Slowly coming up now onto our feet. You're going to place your hands on the ground in a squat. Now, for those of you, if you struggle to get into a squat position, you can do this facing a chair. So if it's really hard to get that low, you can place your hands onto a chair and just come down as deep as you can. If you can get down into a full squat and keep your heels on the ground, definitely come down all the way to the ground. If not, don't worry about it for now. Just work to what your depth is, okay? From that position, hands onto the ground, you're going to push up into a pike position. So we're coming all the way up into this fully stretched position and then back down. Again, if you're using a chair, you're gonna come up to that position and then come back down. So it's working through extension and flexion of the knees, okay? So starting in that squat position, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Standing up now, bringing our feet into a nice wide position here. What we're going to do now, pushing our hands together to create a nice tension through our hands, pulling our shoulder blades down and back, lifting up through our belly button. We're going to push over into a side lunge, trying to keep our back as upright as possible, and then we're going to move all the way across. Go to the depth that you can comfortably go to and work through that range. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Coming back together. I'm just going to lift the arms all the way up and back down, all the way up and down. One more time and down. Good. So the first exercise that we're going to do today is a combination of a squat into a leg lift. Okay? So we have two movements here. One is going to be the bending of the knees, going down as far as we can, and then one is going to be coming up to that position and then coming back to that parallel position. Now, for those of you who can do this without any type of support, definitely go ahead and do that. For those of you who need a little bit more stability, you're going to do 5 on one side and then 5 on the other, starting with your hand on the bar. So we're going to come hand on the hip, squat down, lift the leg, squat down, lift the leg, squat down, lift the leg, and then we're going to turn around and we'll do 5 on the other side, okay? So there's going to be 10 total squats. For those of you who are doing it without the bar, squatting down, lift, squat, lift, squat, lift. We're going to alternate each one, okay? Now, really important here, when we lift that leg, we are going to turn the leg out, then come back to turned in. Squat, turn the leg out, back to turn in, okay? Pushing the hands together the whole time, creating that tension through the body because we're trying to activate the lats, so that creates a nice strong back position throughout the entire movement, all right? So we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, squatting down and lift up, back to neutral. Squat down, lift the leg, squat, lift, squat, lift. Good, we're doing 3 more on each side. Lift, lift, 2 more on each side. Last one. Good. So what you're doing here, as we're transferring that weight from 2 feet to 1 foot, is we're working on being able to get that balance very quickly. Okay, so let's say we were doing a tonlier in ballet. Being able to transfer weight is going to help a lot with that. Okay, so we're working between parallel and rotation. Now, I've got sneakers on so that I can really support my feet, but as you do this, you're going to try and point that foot. And what I want you to think, anytime you're stretching your leg in this class, it's like your energy is extending out through the entire leg. So if you're getting just a lift like this, try to extend that energy farther. So we're pulling up the kneecap and extending that leg all the way away from the body. Okay? Shake your legs. We're going to go again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Squatting down and lift. Squat and lift. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9, 10. Good. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of a wider stance now. going even wider than we were before. And now that we've warmed up those legs and you get a little bit of a burn, what we're going to do is we're going to go down into a squat and we're going to hold in that isometric position. So coming down into the squat, pushing the knees open and sitting there, and we're going to hold that position for 30 seconds. Don't worry, I'm doing it with you. We're all going to feel the burn. If you need to hold on to something, grab onto a chair, grab onto a bar, use that support to get you through, all right? Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. That's 10 seconds. Twenty seconds, 10 to go. And coming back up. Excellent work, guys. Shake your legs a little bit. We're gonna have a little rest. We're gonna do this one again. So you can see now, there's a difference between going down and up, working through that range of motion, and then also holding that range of motion in an isometric position. So if you're ever doing a développé and holding that leg out there, that's isometric. If you're doing any type of balance and you're not moving, that's isometric. So being able to hold a position and not have wobbling and all that kind of movement, really important to train the body in. All right, so we've got that ability to get into the squat, find that balance like we did in the first exercise, and then we also have to be able to find that hold and control and work through that pain because I know how much it hurts. All right, let's do it one more time. Bring it in, here we go. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down we go. Ten more seconds. Excellent work, guys. Coming back up, really well done. We've got that burn in the quadriceps. Now we're going to bring it into the glutes a little bit. So everything that we do in ballet, when we work to the back, we want to always work from that glute, okay? So we've worked predominantly on the quadriceps. Strengthening those quadriceps, really important because the muscles at the front of the leg are what stretch the knee, not the ones at the back. So the stronger your quadriceps are, the more you're going to be able to hold that full extension of the leg, that beautiful line in ballet, okay? Really, really strong quadriceps, really, really important. Now, as we do this next exercise, you're going to grab that band, all right? You're going to pull it over your head like this and open out to the side. Now, what I want you to do, if this is too difficult and you need to have support, you're just going to grab onto the bar and use that bar for support. You're going to place your hand on your hips and just lift the leg, okay? If you are able to do it and still balance without holding onto the bar, grab the band, use that band, all right? So we've got two different levels of exercise here. Now, what you're going to do, standing on one leg, you're going to turn that standing leg parallel. So I don't want to have any type of turnout in that front foot. Front foot is staying perfectly parallel. And the reason why is because we want to be able to hold and make sure that as we're doing it, that knee's not rolling in and out, okay? If you've ever been told in ballet that your knees are going inwards or that you're rolling in your ankles, this is going to help a lot with that because we're stabilizing, again, in an isometric hold, making sure that knee's not doing this the whole time, okay? Now, bringing that band overhead, you're going to stand on that one leg, and we're going to do 20 lifts as high as you possibly can, but within good form, okay? So I don't want you to just throw your leg up there and not use the right movement, okay? So if you have the ability to use your glute and lift it above 90 degrees and not twist your hips and rotate your knee, great. If not, hold it lower, but make sure it's really squeezing through this part of the body right here, okay? So you're going to pull that band open. Your knee is going to be pointing over your toe, and we're going to do 25 lifts up, 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 up. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Good. Have a little rest. We'll take a 5-second rest. We're going to switch to the other side. Find that stance on the other side. Really strong parallel position. We're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Good. Have a rest, guys. Shake your legs. All right. Good. So now we've got the quadriceps burning. We've got the glutes working. What we're going to do next, you're going to stand with one hand on a bar or some sort of support. And you're just going to extend that leg behind you, curl the foot up and back down. So it's extended behind you, curl up and down. We don't need resistance here because what we're trying to do is just activate that hamstring. So this isn't necessarily about increasing the challenge. This is just about extending the leg, pushing back and activating that hamstring. Okay? So we're going to do 10 on each side, holding onto that bar. Again, make sure that as we're doing this, staying perfectly parallel. So I don't want any external rotation at the moment. All right? So hands on the bar, legs extended behind you, squeezing the glute. And you're going to go 1 and down, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Turning to the other side. One hand on the bar, hand on your hip. Extend that leg behind you. Parallel 1 and 2, 3. Squeeze the glute. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Shake your legs. I think our legs are almost cooked. However, we do have to do one more movement for our calf muscles. All right, so what we're going to do into this second position again, hands on the hips, going down into a small squat. So we're not going to go too deep, just enough to keep that tension in the knees and in the quadriceps. And then you're going to rise up and back down. We're going to do 20 of these. So coming down into that short squat, a little bit of a movement here, and going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, keep going, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Very good, guys. All right. Shake your legs, go grab some water, take a little bit of a break. We'll come back in a minute and we'll start doing some upper body work. All right. Grab some water, guys. Have a little rest. Good work. Just check in with everyone. How's everyone feeling? Good? Challenged? Is it hard? Yes? No? Too easy? Let me know, guys. Let me know how you're feeling. Good? Excellent. Good, good, good. Amelia's good. All right, when everyone's back, we'll get started with the upper body. Excellent work, guys. Really good. Okay, coming down onto the mat, onto our hands and knees. We're just going to start with a little bit of a mobilization of the pelvis to make sure that we can find what's called neutral spine. So in this position, you're going to place your hands directly beneath your shoulders. And what we're going to do is we're going to curve the spine and then arch the low back. So we're working through full range of motion of the lumbar spine. And now as you're moving into these positions, I want you to just slowly come back to a neutral position, which is going to be right between that curve and that arch. So what you should feel is it should feel like you have a string that's attaching at either side of your hip bones and pulling it together, but we don't want to be in that tucked position and we don't want to be in that extended position. So we're keeping that neutral, nice position through the low back. Now what you're going to do is you're going to find that stability and you're going to lift one arm out, back in, other arm out, in, leg out, and then other leg. Okay, so we're making sure that as we do this, we're not rotating, we're not dropping into our low back. We're making sure that as we raise our arm or our leg, that we're maintaining that neutral spine that we just found. And if you're going through this movement and you're finding that you are dropping into your low back, pull back to that starting position, find that neutral spine again, and then go to the next movement, okay? So we're gonna lift right arm up and down. Left arm up, down, right leg back, in, left leg back, and in. It's not about having a high leg, it's about maintaining the posture. Right arm, left arm, right leg, left leg. Now if you want to add a little bit more challenge, lift one arm and the opposite leg. So if we're lifting our right arm, we're lifting our left leg. If we're lifting our left arm, we're lifting our right leg. So we're going to go right arm, left leg, and back in. Left arm, right leg, and back in. We're going to do that 2 more times. Right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. Last one, maintaining that posture. Good. So you should feel a nice strong position held in your core now as we move into the next position. We're going to do some push-ups. So if you find it really challenging to do push-ups on the ground, go ahead and find a countertop or anything that's a little bit elevated. It's going to help with this movement. But what's really important about doing push-ups is that I want you to go all the way to the ground. So if you're starting on your knees, your toes, or even in that elevated position, I want you to touch your chest to whatever farthest position you can go. If it's the bar, if it's a counter, you're touching your chest to that position. So we're getting the full range of motion through our arms. Now this is really important for dancers because we need to have strong shoulders. So if we're holding our arm out in this position all the time, doing lots of port de bras, partnering, making sure that our shoulders are in a held position, we have to be very strong in the shoulder in order to maintain that. So push-ups are really, really important for doing this. And what we're going to do is we're only going to do the eccentric movement of the push-up. So what that looks like, if I'm going to come into my starting position on my knees, as I come down to the ground, I'm lowering myself slowly to the ground for 3 seconds. So we're going 3, 2, 1, and then I'm helping myself back up and resetting in the starting position, okay? So we're not pushing back up right now, we're just going down to the floor, okay? So we're gonna do 5 push-ups. Find your starting position. Everyone take wherever you need to be. And we're just going to go 3, 2, 1, and then help yourself back from that position, okay? If you're in a place where you can do the push because you're at a very elevated position, go ahead and do that, but I do want the full range of motion for that movement, okay? If you're doing it on the ground, just lowering down, making sure we're getting chest all the way to the floor, okay? So starting in this position, if you are watching this at home, at a later date and you want to try it on your toes, go for it. Otherwise, come down to the knees. We're just working on the range of motion right now, okay? So starting here, we're going to go slowly down. 3, 2, 1, and then help yourself back up. 3, 2, 1, help yourself up. 3 more. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Last one. 3, 2, 1. And help yourself back up. Have a little rest. Shake your arms. How did that feel, guys? Going all the way down, it feels different, I'm sure. Especially women tend to not go through that full range of motion. You get to a point probably around here where you feel like you're gonna drop. That's where we wanna make sure we hold strong, hold strong, hold strong until we get to the floor. That's going to increase the strength in your shoulder so that when we're holding the arms in a second position, that shoulder strength is gonna make sure that that arm is held well and not dropping this way, okay? So really making sure we hold that strong position. It's also going to develop a nice tricep line so we get that shape just beneath the shoulder, create a nice line for the arm, okay? Good, shake your arms. Guess what? We're doing it one more time. Here we go, another 5 push-ups. Last set of push-ups for today. Slowly down, here we go. Going 3, 2, 1. Help yourself up. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Last one, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Awesome work, guys. Well done. We've done the front of the body, we've done the chest. Now we have to work the back of the shoulders. So you're gonna grab that band that we had before. And you can either stay kneeling or we can stand up. It's up to you. Whatever's comfortable. All right? Now what you're going to do is you want to grab the band at a width that you're able to fully extend the band all the way open. All right? So in this movement, it's very important that we keep our arms as straight as possible. So we don't want to have any bending of the arms and extending at the elbows as we do this. It's opening all the way from the front, all the way open, and coming back. All right, and we're going to do this 3 sets of 15. Okay, so if you need to make a lot of slack in that band in order to get it to stretch, that's perfectly fine. You'll end up increasing that as we go. If you're able to do a good, nice pulled band to start, go for it. Give yourself that extra challenge. Now, as we do this, really important that we don't kind of keep the shoulders rounded. We want to pull the shoulder blades back, lift up through the belly button, keep a nice straight position in the body. And we're using the back of the shoulder to open that arm up to strengthen this part of the shoulder here, okay? Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, opening out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good, have a rest. Here we go. Good, good, good. So you should feel a nice burn starting at the top of the back of the shoulder and running down right to the base of that shoulder right there. Okay? If you're not feeling it there, make sure that we're keeping the arms pulled back and really using the back of the arm to extend and not the tricep. Okay, the tricep runs along the back of the arm here. We want to get it a little bit higher up into the back of that shoulder. All right? Again, really important for port de bras. So as we lift that arm, if I do an extension, if I do an allongé of the arm, and I'm lifting up to my 3rd position, that arm extending, that's coming from here. So that rotation of the arm, we have to be able to rotate and lift. And that strength in this part of the shoulder is going to be paramount to that. Okay? So here we go. Again, 15. Bring those arms out to the front, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. Have a rest. All right. Well done, guys. Really good. Really good. How's everyone feeling? Arms are feeling a little bit wobbly. Legs are feeling a little bit wobbly. It's the first kind of ballet strong workout of the year, which is awesome because by the time we get later in the year, you're going to feel so much stronger. You're going to be able to hold your arms. Your balances are going to be awesome. Your core strength, your leg strength, your arm strength, it's all going to come together and your ballet technique is just going to go like this. Okay? So, next exercise. What I would suggest, if you have something that you can pull this around, so like a bar or a chair, anything that you can use to create this type of position. So we want to have both sides of the band pulled away from you so that we can pull the arms towards our body like this. All right, so find a chair, find something that you can tie your TheraBand to, and we're going to use that as our resistance point. If you don't have anything at home that you can do this with, you can use your feet, okay? So worst case scenario, you're going to stand on the band like this, and you're going to pull up this way, okay? Once you've got that position, you're going to tie that band into the position. You're going to step away from the bar. And now the really important thing here is that you're going to pull through your shoulder blades. So we don't want to just pull the arms and keep the back round, okay? It's almost like you have a string that's pulling your shoulder blades together at the back. Now this is really important because it's using the muscles in the back that connect across. And that's going to create, for those beautiful swan arms, the strength that we need in the back to allow the scapula to rotate the way that it's supposed to, okay? So for those of you at home who maybe want to be a swan one day, this is for you, all right? So standing with that position, feet nicely planted into the floor, rotate the shoulders down and back, and we're going to do 10 of these. We're going to pull for 1 and release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, have a little rest. Okay, so we're not working so much eccentrically with this one, it's more to get the amount of reps in. All right, so you can see we have different rep ranges that we use throughout the workout, and we have different timings that we use throughout the workout, just like you would in ballet. The amount of tendus that you might do might be more or less. The slow tendu, the fast tendu, it's all comparative to improving strength, improving stamina, and challenging your body in different ways, okay? Good, shake your arms, we're gonna do this one more time. Squeezing through the shoulder blades, making sure we're not just pulling our elbows back, but really starting that movement from the shoulders, from the back, and creating the connection in the back as we do this movement. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, so now that our back is nice and strong, this next exercise, we're going to start in a second position, and we're going to hold the band in one hand. And we're going to get close enough that when we come into this position, we're able to bring our arm into a first position, okay? Now the other arm is going to be out in second. Starting in a turned out position here, we're going to plie, and then we're going to transfer our weight to our standing leg as we come into a retiré position. So we're coming up this way, and back down. Up and hold, and back down. Now this position here is to create the strength in that arm so that when we do a pirouette, we have the strength in the arm to give us the force to do the turn, okay? So as you do this, what you're going to find is when you come into that pirouette position, you're going to want to rotate this way because this band is trying to pull you that way. So what we're trying to do is keep the rotation hold without rotating this way, okay? So from here, pull and hold, and we have to use the hamstrings, we have to pull up through the quadricep and come back. And we do this 5 times, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Turning around, grabbing the other hand, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, up, 3, 4, 5. Good. So you can see my left side wanted to rotate much more than my right side did. That strength in this leg was much stronger than this one. So you'll feel as you do this that you have to correct. You have to pull yourself back. This is going to help for any type of balance. When you're not sure what to hold, you can find that position and create that strength in the standing leg, okay? It's also working on your power for that arm coming into your first position for that turn, all right? Because that's really important, being able to connect this side of your back to this glute, holding that position, all right? Good. Coming down onto the ground, I'm gonna finish off with a little bit of core work for today. So starting, lying down on your back, bringing your knees into a neutral position here. Hands are going to be on the ground. If you have any type of low back pain, I would suggest that you place your palms down to the ground and slightly underneath your glutes so that we're creating what's called a posterior tilt. So it's a little bit of a tilt of the pelvis this way so that we're forcing the low back into the floor so that we don't get an arch in the low back, okay? As we progress this movement, you want to make sure that you take the hands out eventually so that you're able to hold that position without having your hands there, okay? So good. What we're going to do, you're going to place your palms on the floor, you're going to lift your knees up, and we're going to lower slowly both feet down to the ground like this. And up, okay? Keeping the knees bent, not extending the legs out, just slowly lowering the legs down to the ground, connecting the core, and then coming back up, all right? We're gonna do 5 of these. This is activating the abdominals, creating that stability through the core, and we're gonna slowly lower down. 3, 2, 1, and up. 3, 2, 1, up. 3, 2, 1. That's 3, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5. Good. Have a rest. Bring yourself up. Have a little bit of a sit down. Relax your legs. We're going to place our feet out in front. We're going to bring our hands by our knees like this. And what we're going to do is lift both legs off the ground if you can. If not, you're just going to lift one leg at a time. Okay? So as we do this, really important that we're keeping our body forward. We don't want to be leaning back. So the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to go like this. It's not what we want to do. Okay? We're pulling our body forward, we're connecting our hands by our knees, and we're lifting our feet off the ground. Now this is important because what it's doing is it's isolating the hip flexors. So we want to strengthen the hip flexors in this movement because what that's going to do is allow us to have better développés. So if I'm lifting my knee before I'm doing a développé to extend that leg, I'm actually flexing my hip. This movement here, from here to here, it's hip flexion. So that comes from strengthening the hip flexor in this position, okay? So what you're going to do, we're going to hold for 10 seconds. Hands are going to be by your knees, leaning forward, stretching those arms, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lifting up, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and have a rest. If you can't get your heels off the ground right now, perfectly fine, not a big deal. All you're going to do is try and lift them off, keeping that position there, engaging isometrically the hip flexor to try and lift the leg off the ground. Don't worry if you can't get it off the ground right now, that's perfectly fine. It will get stronger throughout the process, even if you can't move it very much at this moment, okay? Shake your legs, shake your arms. Do this one more time. Almost done, guys. You're doing awesome. Here we go. Going in 3, 2, 1, and lift off. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and have a rest. Good work, guys. Really good, really good. We're going to finish off with a little bit of a stretch now because I want to stretch out those hamstrings. So what we're going to do, you're going to stand up, take your time, slowly standing up. And again, if you have a chair that you need to use for this, perfectly fine. If you can get your palms onto the floor, do that. If you have anything that you can use to help you with this position, to elevate it if you need to, perfectly fine as well, okay? The goal here is to get your palms flat to whatever surface you're putting them on, all right? So what we're going to do, you're going to bend forward, place your palms down, and then we're going to bend one knee and then the other knee. We're going to rotate through these positions back and forth very quickly. Okay, it doesn't have to be a slow movement, but we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really extending. Every time we extend the leg, pulling all the way up through the quadricep, lifting the knee as much as we can to get that stretch through the hamstring. Okay, here we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60. Good. Slowly rolling back up. Take your time, coming back up. Good, really good, guys. The real purpose for this one, extending through the hamstring, is very important because the higher we lift our legs, the more it's going to pull on the hamstring. And as that hamstring gets pulled on, what it does is it bends the knee. And so if we don't have enough flexibility and extension through the back of the leg, what's going to happen is our quadricep is not going to be able to fully engage. And as we go into higher extension, the knee is going to bend. So as we go up, it's going to go like that. And we want to be able to fully extend that leg as we lift the leg up. Okay, so we've got 2 actions here: flexion at the hip, flexing the leg, hip as we lift the leg, and extension of the hamstring, and contraction of the quadricep. So the quadricep is fully engaging and pulling that kneecap up. Good, guys, really good. That's all we have time for today. I hope you got a good workout. I hope you're feeling strong, challenged. Awesome work, guys. How's everyone feeling? Let me know. Tired? Worn out? Feeling good? Yeah? Challenged? Hopefully? Yes? Sweating? Working hard? You might be a bit sore tomorrow, okay? So, really important, have a bath if you have one. Have a warm shower. Eat some protein, okay? Protein is really good for recovery, yeah? Always make sure that you have your protein with the meals to make sure that you're getting enough recovery, and make sure that you take care of your bodies, all right? It's really, really important. And we'll see everyone tomorrow for ballet artistry, all right? 6:30, looking forward to it. We're gonna work on épaulement, we're gonna work on connection of the head with the arms. It's gonna be awesome. So thank you so much, guys. Have an awesome evening, and I will see you all soon. Bye, guys. See ya. Good work.